Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to hit all notifications to be notified the very second we publish our content on YouTube, so you don't miss a thing. And if you want our full show, it's on streaming on the Dreamers Pro podcast. We have that pinned in the comment section below. Let me get into this topic. Here. So as you guys know, LeBron James and these guys have been making major waves in the sports world. They just, what is it? Mind the Game. I'm trying to pull up the podcast. Mind the Game pod. Yeah. So he recently launched a podcast with Redick 2 days ago, and the full episode has 2 million views, which comes as no surprise. Given the fact that Redick already had traction on YouTube and LeBron is who he is. They have 264,000 subscribers. I just want to see how many views they've been able to pick up since the debut show. Okay, and they're 2 million views right now. So the sub count you're looking at just based off of the sheer popularity of Redick and most importantly, LeBron James. And it's a podcast that's essentially centered on getting into the X's and O's of basketball and really breaking it down to the intricate level. So that's what it's on there. That's what it's about. A lot of people are excited about it. Others are kind of on the fence about it. Whatever. Now, as you guys know, one of the biggest voices in sports media is Stephen A. Smith, and he generally speaks on things like this. He spoke on the Pat McAfee situation. He spoke on Joe Rogan's new contract renewal with Spotify. I believe is $200 million up and up. So Stephen A. Smith follows these things. So what happened? Came across a clip of him on his show, the Stephen A. Smith Show, where he was reacting to this news of this new podcast. So as he was going through it and talking about why it was great, he then brought up a particular angle that I had not really considered, if I'm being totally honest with you. And essentially what Stephen A. Smith was saying was that he believes that LeBron decided to partner up with Redick for a strategic reason that it seems like no one is really discussing, at least to the best of my knowledge. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Stephen A. Smith had to say here about why he believes LeBron really decided to do a show with Redick, and I want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Stephen A. Smith right here.
First of all, major props and congratulations to LeBron James. I'm dead serious about this. Because if you remember, I'm not going to be hypocritical here. There's 1,000 times I've talked about the genius and the brilliance of these basketball players. It's a LeBron James one day. It's a Kevin Durant another day. It's a Steph Curry another day. It's a Chris Paul another day. It's a James Harden another day. The list goes on and on. The NBA is rife with brilliant basketball minds. And their problem is they're so damn sensitive most of the time. And they're so dismissive and aloof because they're not talking to somebody they consider on their level. They don't want to talk about it as opposed to taking an opportunity to actually teach the game. Now LeBron has put his words, his bravado, his stature, his money, figuratively speaking, where his mouth is. He is showing you right there elements of the game that the average basketball fan can't possibly think about or see because we're fixated on a finished product as opposed to the nuances surrounding the game, what goes into it, and what ultimately leads to success. But having said all of that, let me be the first to say LeBron James was a little bit slick here too. Brilliantly slick, I might add. Because he could have had that conversation on uninterrupted. He could have been talking to Maverick Carter. He could have been talking to Rich Paul. He could have been talking to his crew of boys. But he chose to do this with Redick. Who is Redick? One of the great shooters in the history of the game who had a 15-year plus career in the NBA, who is now a color commentator, a part of the A-team with Mike Breen and Doris Burke on ABC and ESPN games, who's also a contributor to my daytime job, First Take, along with other shows, not to mention the fact he's got his own podcast, The Old Man and the Three, which is very popular. So what happens is when you get with somebody like a JJ who knows the game, who's a brilliant basketball mind, but can be a bit truculent or acerbic at times when somebody he believes is ignorant is in his face talking about the game, to have a voice like that serves LeBron in a multitude of ways because it provides him cover from the regular discourse that would serve to criticize or sully his name in any way, because he don't want to do it. He believes that's beneath him. So he got with somebody that'll do it for him. Not to say that's what JJ signed on for, not to say that's what JJ is about. I'm just saying that JJ knows the game, and he is quick to check anybody who thinks they know stuff they don't know about the game of basketball. It's a brilliant move on LeBron James' part. Very slick, and it will work like heaven against everybody except me. It won't work. When you go out on that wing and you jacking up shots you don't need to jack up, or you're hesitant about getting to the free throw line, or you choosing to shoot a fall away jump shot instead of taking it to the hole and being that man amongst boys that you are, JJ ain't gonna be able to help you there, no matter what he says. But it is a brilliant idea, and everybody should want to watch JJ Redick with LeBron James.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say about why he believes that JJ did that. LeBron did that. So essentially he's saying that LeBron did it from a strategic standpoint to have someone in the media to basically cover his behind and argue on his behalf. Now, is there truth to this? Well, 100% there is truth to this. Why is there truth to this? Because we already know people in media that are already essentially put there to do that. I'll give you some examples. Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, some others that I can't think of. Some people say, but how do you say Nick Wright? Well, Doug Gottlieb on Fox Sports Radio revealed that Nick Wright is a Clutch Sports, represented by Clutch Sports. I don't think I need to say anything else beyond that. And you have others out there to do that. So it's not something that, oh my God, I can't really picture that. Really? Could that happen? Of course it could happen, right? So we have that, and we have examples of this that already exist. In terms of JJ Redick coming to the defense of LeBron, listen, by the way, so he mentioned that point. There's another point. Draymond Green recently came out there and was basically complaining about how he wasn't able to get LeBron on his show. But instead, LeBron decided to partner up with JJ Redick, but he's been on Uninterrupted, the shop or whatever it is. So Draymond was like, he feels a type of way about it, blah, 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 blah. Let me give you guys the reason why I believe LeBron chose JJ Redick over a Draymond Green. To me, it's a no-brainer if I'm LeBron. Number one, JJ Redick is on a big platform every single day on ESPN. So you have someone that's going to be able to speak on your behalf to the masses on a daily basis. And of course, he covers NBA games. So that's the first thing. Draymond is not there. He's an athlete who has a podcast. That's number one. Number two, JJ Redick is more articulate than Draymond Green in terms of expressing his ideas. That's the bloody fact of the matter. And if I had someone arguing on my behalf, if I had to choose between a lawyer, one that could argue properly and make sound arguments in court versus another one who may know the information but can't really put on a good case for me, then I'm going to go with the other one. So there's a no-brainer there. I don't think there should be any emotional component of it. I think that if Draymond Green looks at the situation dispassionately, he'll be able to come to that conclusion rather quickly. Anybody else looking at the situation should be able to figure this out rather quickly. JJ Redick is better at expressing his views than Draymond Green. Simple, period, end of story. Now, if you feel any type of way about it, that's up to you, right? I mean, there's nothing really to be offended about, right? It's just something that I think all of us have, certain deficiencies in our, some of us have certain deficiencies in our arsenal, right? And certain things you got to work on. For example, for me, I wasn't always as articulate as I am today. How did I work on that? I had to read a lot of books, period. Like, I haven't read all the books in the world. I haven't read, 100 books. No, I haven't read that many books. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you guys. I've read about 40 books, 40 to 50 books, right? And I've read books, and books help enhance your vocabulary and the way you put words together, and then also listen to great speakers and how they speak. You learn how to do it. You learn how to do it. So to me, it's a no-brainer that LeBron would go with him. In terms of, Stephen A. Smith saying it's not going to be able to work with him, I agree with that to a certain extent, because on ESPN First Take and on other platforms, he does push back on LeBron when LeBron goes out there and says that. But it says some of the stuff that he says. But I want to be fair. It's not just Stephen A. Smith that does it. I've heard Kendrick Perkins do it. Now, obviously, there are going to be some people that have issues with this. Oh, why can't you just let the man live? Why can't you just let him live? And I'm like, who's stopping him from living? somebody came on the channel yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And of course, when all fails, then I want to take the racial route. What kills me is having black guys be the one to play the race card on another black guy. I'm like, bro, do you even understand how the race card works? That's one thing. Another guy said, allow the man to have it, to have his opinion. And I'm like, why is it always when I'm arguing with these LeBron guys, they can't reason properly? Allow him to argue his opinion, to state his opinion. Who stopped him? Isn't there freedom of speech? Yes, and he exercised it. Did anybody run up on LeBron James and throw sellotape over his mouth and stop him from talking? These people, I don't know where, like, what is going on with you dudes? Allow the man to have his opinion. He had his opinion. He stated his opinion. But you then don't want other people to have opinions that are diametrically opposed to his. And if they are those opinions that exist, you would then say, oh, well, you're hating. No, you just want there to be one message. And if someone else comes out there and gives or pushes back on that message, oh, well, you're allowed a black man to speak. I'm like, and then they of course, they go to the black man thing. To see another black man go after a black, sit your ass down with that black man bull. Like, sit your ass down with that. It's not working. It's not working. The same, oh, turn on a black man. So when we hyping up Kobe, when we hyping up Kawhi, when we hyping up Michael Jordan, they not black. Like, cut it out with this. We got to stop. Like, you guys are trying to play the race card. And a lot of you guys that play this race card, you guys are devaluing it. Because when there's a moment to actually mention race, you guys would have used it so much on every stupid example that when it comes time to actually use it properly, people won't take you seriously because they'll say, you use everything for race. This is the problem. Every small thing, whenever your titties, whenever you get butt hurt, all of a sudden you want to pull, well, you turn a black man. Man, sit your ass down. If that's the case, and you were so concerned about the black men, why you ain't ask LeBron to go do his podcast with a black guy? Oh, you ain't gonna say nothing about that, are you? And I don't personally care if he did a podcast with a white guy, blue guy. I don't care, really. I don't. It's not. These are not thoughts that enter into my daily thinking. Oh, well, I don't care. To be quite honest, I don't care to that level. But if that's the angle you guys want to take, then take it all the way. Of course, you won't take it all the way. If you're a black man, if you want to hold down shut your ass up with that. I'm black too. What are you talking about? Oh, you're blacker than me somehow? I'm trying to figure it out. Help me figure it out. You experience more racism than me because of what? You're blacker? Man, stop. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.